Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Life as Designed, where we have honest conversations about building intentional lives in business and beyond. In today's episode, we are joined by Thomas Carpentier, a director of a multinational engineering firm. He's built engineering offices from the ground up and with experiences spanning across continents from Australia to the UK, the UAE. In today's episode, we're going to dive into what discipline, business, boundaries, and balance actually looks like. Thomas, welcome to Life as Design podcast. We're happy to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so tell the audience a little bit about you.
So I was born in France. I was born and I grew up in France. Okay. I studied mechanical engineering in France, and then I moved to Australia. Okay. So I never worked in France. And I lived in Australia for 12 years. Yeah. I worked there as a mechanical engineer in construction. Okay. Then I went back to university and I studied fire safety engineering. Okay. It's a hot topic these days. Yeah. I know there's a fire last night in Marina.
Yes.
I was not involved.
Good. Good to know you're part of the people that started it. Okay.
So yeah, I studied fire safety engineering, and I worked there. I was the manager of an office in Darwin for a company based in Adelaide. Yeah. Then I opened an office in Melbourne, where I was the manager. So I lived in Darwin for 5-6 years, and then in Melbourne for 4.5 years. In 2020, I wanted to get closer to my family in France, so I relocated to London. Wow. This is where I started with Socotec, the company I currently work for. I was the director of the engineering department for Socotec in the UK and Ireland for 4 years. Yeah. So Socotec is a global company. Yeah. They have offices in 27 countries now, and they work mainly in building and infrastructure.
Oh, amazing. Had you always pictured yourself working across different continents and traveling for work?
Not always. It became a dream, but that was not always the case. Yeah. And just to finish with the intro, because I did 4 years in London, and in 2024, so August last year, I moved to Dubai, and I look after all operations for Socotec in the UAE.
Amazing.
So just to go back to your question, as an engineer, yes, I think I wanted to do this for a long time. Yeah. As a kid, I was playing Lego.
Really?
I was fixing
so you're always
stuff.
Like a techie kind of person.
I was always, not so much, I think, but I always liked fixing stuff. I was attracted by the mechanics of planes and stuff like that. But the traveling came much later, I think. I don't come from a family of expats. We didn't move much. I mean, everyone in my family is still in France. I'm the only one who was always attracted by the unknown. Yeah. I'm quite independent, maybe, so I like that.
You're probably a curious person. You would like to explore, I guess.
Yes. Yeah. And I managed to combine work and living in different countries. Amazing. So, this is quite good there.
Yeah. So, would you say there are risks when you're navigating or transitioning from different continents, moving from one company to a different company in a different country? I think 3 continents, right?
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken. So how is that? Like, how were you able to manage, the transition?
There are always risks when you're on your own. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, I've always... No, I grew up with not much, and I was studying, I didn't have much money, so I know I can survive on anything. Yeah. Some people think it's taking risk. Maybe I was a bit bold sometimes, but really I don't think I was taking too much risk in moving. I mean, every move I've made was making sense to me. Yeah. So no, not taking too much risk. It's also about catching opportunities. Yeah. Quite often, it's what I found for myself anyway, is if you do your job properly and you talk to the right people, things come to you. Yeah. I actually didn't really ask for much. Really? I was lucky enough, or maybe I just made my own luck that things came to me. Yeah. It's almost like I was not really asking for pay rise, was giving to me, something like that. So.
Essentially, you were just doing the best work you could do, and that sort of resulted in you growing.
I'm not saying it has always been like this, but with the building experience, talking to the right people, this happened.
Talking to the right people. How do you talk to the right people?
I just think you have to talk to everyone until you find the right person, Okay. It's about taking the time to not just do work in the office, but sometimes getting into events, contacting people. I'm just saying, things came to me, but just my first job in Australia, for instance, I was looking for a job for 3 months, going to about 15 companies, every week asking for a job again and again. So my first boss said, if I get this guy, we'll never give up. He just took me on because you just couldn't.
Because you were persistent.
He was tiring of seeing me every week coming back to the office.
Wow,
So
I think that is something to learn from that.
Just persistent,
yeah. That's amazing. So what would you say is your life so far since moving to Dubai? Do you work across the UAE or just a specific location in UAE?
We have projects all over the UAE, but mainly Dubai and Abu Dhabi. They are the obviously the largest Emirates.
Yeah.
But it's not limited to this only. I'm looking at projects in Qatar, Oman, Bahrain. We don't have much there, but there's no limit to where we can expand. Yeah. So in the future, we could be opening offices there. Yeah. With the company, we also have offices in Saudi and Lebanon, but I don't look after these the business there. Not yet.
Not yet. So Thomas, tell us, what does a regular work day looks like for you?
I would say regular work day, they don't really exist. I mean, the days are different, often different. Not always, I say, but often. Most of the time, I go to the Dubai or the Abu Dhabi office. Okay. I try to spend a couple of days in Dubai, a couple of days in Abu Dhabi. Yeah. And then I've got meetings outside with clients or potential clients. I go to events. And sometimes I travel outside the UAE. Okay. So, I mean, I don't stay home very often. Yeah. But I always try to make time for sport. Yeah. At the end of the day, I wouldn't say I do sport every day, but I try. Ideally, I would do every day, but I don't always have time. So, I do sport 4 or 5 times a week.
Discipline is something that we have to consistently work on, right? I think is one of the main things we want to dive into in this episode. You have this thing you do where you set yearly targets for yourself. Across work, health, and all around, basically. So do you want to share with us, the audience, what that looks like or what that is? How do you do that?
As you said in your question, discipline is something you have to work on. Yeah. So you never achieve perfect discipline. You always get better at it as you work on. I think you need the right tools to make it happen. Yeah. Again, so just to go back, usually I set myself targets every year at the beginning of the year, the New Year's Eve. Not drinking at 3 in the morning. It's similar. You have what I call targets and resolutions. But usually I don't think about it on the last day of the year. Okay. It's like a reflection over a few weeks. And they evolve during the year, more or less. But I think they're written down somewhere. Yeah. I have an app. Yeah. There's an app for everything. Yeah. The targets I give myself, they are usually divided in different categories. Yeah. Okay. If I remember well, there are 9 of them. Yeah. I don't think I'll be able to list them all, but just to give you an idea, one is about financial, for instance. Okay. So how much money I'm planning to save this coming year. Yeah. How much I'm going to invest, where I'm going to invest, whether I'm going to buy a property or... So I set these targets. Yeah. Another one is work and professional. So usually they're the same targets I have with the business. Might be financial targets the revenues, profit, whether I'm going to open new business lines, and different targets. Then there's health and fitness. Yes. How many times do I go to the gym? Yeah. And usually when I put the targets and I want to go to the gym 3 times a week, I actually book it, and either I take a membership or I book it. If you pay in advance, you're gonna go for it. There was travel and adventures. For example, I want to do 10 trips this year. I want to visit 5 new countries. I want to climb 2 mountains. Yeah. But I actually list them. Yeah. I don't just say this. I actually list what I want to do. It doesn't mean I'm going to do all of them. Yeah, but at least I have a plan.
The vision written out.
And when I'm going to do it, I put it in my calendar. I know which months I'm going to go. So it's not booked necessarily, but there's a plan. Yeah. I have a category of volunteering. I like to, in London, I used to give food for homeless. But there are other things, you can do. There is about spirituality, whether you believe or not, you can meditate. Myself, I like to pray, I go to church. Yeah, that's good. So that's the spirituality part of it. So for example, this year I need to read 3 books.
Amazing.
It might not look a lot.
How have you gone?
I started the second. Yeah.
Okay, good.
But for some people, 3 books is nothing. But I really struggle to make the time for it. Yeah. I usually in the evening I read 1 page, fall asleep, and the night after I read the same page and fall asleep again. Yeah. So I try to force myself, especially on the weekend, to read books. And about lifestyle it's just like going to the pool, going to the beach. Yeah. And when you're really busy, it's actually hard to make time for it.
It's important to have all of this, you know. If you're just like going non-stop, work,
It's very hard to do nothing.
Yeah. True.
I was in Melbourne in Australia for a few years, 3.5 years, close to the beach. I think I went to the beach twice. When I left, my mom said, "Oh, this is not good." I was in London, there was no beach there, so yeah. So now I try to go to the beach every weekend. Or just 1 hour.
Yeah. Do you feel people view discipline as something that some might have come to them naturally, or no? Like, you think it's a natural thing for some people?
So, some people have more discipline than others, for sure.
For sure.
I think everyone likes this. Likes discipline.
Yeah.
Whether you make it happen or not is another question.
Do you think like there are things that you do that helps you be more disciplined as well, like daily or probably with your work, for example? Are there things that you do?
Yeah, I mean, talking about tools,
tools.
I have a to-do list. Okay. I have so many things to do or to think about like other people. Yeah. But to make sure I don't forget anything, definitely have a to-do list, which is accessible online. I have an app. When I think about something, I can add it. I also have my shopping list in there, you know, I have different lists and I can tick boxes. Yeah. I like ticking boxes. I feel like it's something. I mean, I'm a bit
more organized.
More organized. And in some things, I'm a bit of a nerd about this.
Oh, are you? Interesting.
All right. Now, but I have a way of a formula of how to measure my busyness.
Okay. Tell us more about that.
It's about how many unread emails I have.
Oh, okay.
And about how many things are on my to-do list.
Wow.
There's a formula of how many items, time, stuff. And when I get to 100, that means I'm not busy. And the lower I am, that means I'm very busy. Okay. When it goes below 40 or 30, then that's I'm too busy. I need to do something about it. Yeah. I need to start saying no to people. Yeah. I need to delegate more. Or I need to say, okay, this weekend I'm not I need to work. I need to respond to all these emails.
That's good.
So it's an Excel. I have a lot of Excel spreadsheet, but this is one of them.
This is one I like that. I think that would be so helpful for people to, implement that if it's something that would help be more productive and more disciplined. So.
There's something else also about how this is a battle like I haven't won it.
Yeah.
It's about sleeping. Getting enough sleep.
I don't think I got enough.
No.
Last night, I don't it's such a struggle sometimes.
It's very hard, There are different tools. Yeah. For example, don't take your phone in your bedroom.
Okay.
So
my God. I need to.
Your phone is your alarm. So the first thing you need to do is to buy an alarm.
Okay.
Then you put your phone, you get it charged like in the kitchen somewhere.
Okay.
And when you're in bed, just don't look at it. In the morning, don't look at it. Oh. You have to get up to actually get to the phone. Wow. So you actually don't do it.
So this is what you implement this as well to help you.
Yeah, to have a better sleep. I also have this ring. This is monitoring. It's like.
What's it called again?
This one is Ringcon, but it's Oura Ring. They're different brands. Okay. I have an app and I can see how long I slept last night, how deep. Yeah. Some people think it's useless because if you wake up, you know if you slept well or not. Yeah. I like all data statistics. Yeah. It shows that actually I don't sleep enough, but my sleep quality is good. Okay. So my deep sleep is good. So but I can see if, for example, I sleep for a few days, few nights, 4 or 5 hours a night. Yeah. I know that the next few nights I'm gonna have to stay in, so I don't take early meetings, so I can sleep until like 7 or 8 or in the morning or later.
Yeah. So time management. How do you achieve that? Because you're the leader in your firm, in your industry, right? So like, how do you manage your time? Because it's not easy to run operations of large employees. So how do you make that happen?
I agree that time is the most precious thing we have. I mean, maybe if you have no money, money is the most important. But once you start having a little bit of money, time is definitely the most important.
Still wins the...
Yeah, absolutely, If you have money and no time, what's the point? Yeah. So time management at work, I'm in a position now where I can manage this better. Yeah. So I can, for example, I have something to do, but I have people to help me do it. So I delegate. Yeah. Even if I think I can do it better. Yeah. Sometimes I have to give it to someone else to delegate, and maybe his way to do thing is not the way I would do it, but it's okay. It's okay. It might be good enough, you know. So I learned over the year to delegate more. But just time management is, for instance, I have clients quite often ask for a meeting. I never go to a meeting without an agenda.
Okay.
I ask like, what is the agenda of the meeting? Why do you want the meeting?
Yes.
And sometimes they say, oh, we just want to talk about the report you send. So I say like, please send me the questions you have so we can come prepared to the meeting.
Yes.
They send the questions and usually like, we can respond in an email and the meeting is not required. This happens very often. And I actually enforce this in my team.
Yeah.
Because if we have too many meetings, we can't actually work. Right. So that's one of the time management. I avoid having like too many meetings and phone calls because usually even if you have a meeting, you decide things, you still have to follow up with an email.
Yeah.
So you have to do the work twice.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm not saying like you cannot have meetings. Sometimes meetings are necessary to resolve everything, but you always, I think, in my opinion, always try to resolve things by emails.
Yeah.
And only when you can't, then you have a meeting.
That's good. Definitely, I will go for an agenda for a meeting as well because I don't want to spend time that is not needed to spend. Like why do we have to see in person if I can just send an email?
There's no worse feeling, especially if it's face to face, even online, but face to face, you don't know the agenda and you end up sitting and be useless.
Hours are lost and you can't get it back.
Yeah. And
you can't get it back.
This happened to me before when I started my career in Australia. So many useless meetings. I don't go to them anymore.
I mean, I think it's a corporate issue.
Yeah, and to be honest, also in the UAE, they like to meet. Also.
Could be like a culture thing.
Yeah, it is definitely a culture thing. I have people, as I say, in my position, I can say no, I can, but some of the local, like Emiratis, I cannot say no, to them. And they don't respond to my emails. They're just happy to see me in person. So these sometimes I cannot avoid.
Yeah, it's amazing. The kind of job you do, having boundaries can be quite challenging, right? So how do you manage or how do you navigate or how do you find boundary, currently?
I'm gonna give like my opinion on like how I deal with things. I mean, boundaries at work. Obviously, it's different. It depends what kind of work you do.
You do, yeah.
Like some people manage to switch off completely after work hours. Obviously, I don't know if you're a cashier or I don't know. You can go home and stop thinking about work.
Yeah.
There are some other people they can never switch off, like a firefighter.
Yeah.
He has to save life, whatever. Like in what I do, I don't save life and such. So I should be able to switch off, but I don't really. There's always something happening.
Yeah.
There's often pressure from clients, from colleagues. Now, I used to work late, overnight, on the weekend. Yeah. Now I'm much better at managing the time we were talking about before. For instance, if I work on the weekend, I try not to show that I work on the weekend.
Okay.
I also not to show to my team, but also the clients.
Yeah.
If the clients see
so
you work on the weekend.
That's
all
right.
The time. Yeah. So sometimes I even write emails over the weekend, but I put delay sending. So it's only sent on Monday morning.
Okay.
Yeah. Some people do the other way around. They do it on purpose to show they work on the weekend, but it doesn't work for me. So,
because I feel if we make it a habit, then they expect that. Yeah.
So this is talking about the boundary at work, but also when I talk about the management style, it's like I started managing people quite young. I mean, I've always kind of been a manager. I was from 25 years or 23, something like this. I was already a manager of an office. So I have always been managing people my age or even older than me. Yeah. And I like to party. Yeah. So usually I'm quite close to the staff.
Yeah, yeah.
And this also depends about the culture. For example, in Australia, in London, especially in London, this is widely accepted. With the boss, you can go to the pub, have a few drinks. You're very close. You talk about personal things. And the day after at work, it's okay. It's the same. Nothing has changed. Okay? Here's a little bit different. It's more of a hierarchy. Here they see the boss as a more elevated person. When I first came here, they were like opening the door of my car, like, making coffee for me. So it's okay, I can make my own coffee. But the manager before me was also a bit more old-fashioned, a bit older. I'm closer to the employees than he was, but he might not be the best here. I mean, this is my style, but I've been warned not to be too close to the staff either. Still to be like respected and maybe a bit feared. I wouldn't. It's not really my style. But here they need to be like the employees I have now. Even though they have a lot of experience, they need to be guided a bit more. Yeah. And I know, for example, in Europe, the work from home is very flexible.
Yeah.
Here I need to put boundaries to it,
Yeah.
the policy and everything. Yeah, exactly.
So like breaks for creativity, what do you like?
You need to, sometimes you need to slow down
Yeah.
to be able to think. Like if you do the day-to-day jobs all the time, you respond to emails, you sign things, contract review, you don't really have time to think about the strategy.
Yeah.
And like you need to use your creativity to think about what else we can do to expand the business, what people we need to add to the business or the recruitment and everything.
Yeah.
So for this, you definitely need to have breaks. So I need to delegate as much as I can, so I can focus on the important parts of the business. Yeah. This is a hard bit to do. It's very hard.
So it's probably more like a rhythm thing, I think. Like it's like a flow. You know what I mean? It's something that you would probably have that is tailored to you most of the time, rather than following someone else's structure or pattern of.
It's true, but you can still get inspired. By people you meet.
Actually,
I used to work with people who inspire me.
Yeah.
A bit less now.
A bit less now?
I don't know. Just in Australia and the UK, I work with people who are inspiring.
Yeah.
Here I feel a bit more isolated.
Absolutely.
I'm talking just within my work.
Your work.
I still find amazing people in Dubai that do things completely different.
Yeah.
But because they do something different, it might not help me in my business as such.
That makes sense. So aligning with people that do similar sort of makes the difference. That is the whole point of growth. I think having someone that is doing something somewhat better or at a different level but similar sort of gives you the push or motivates you to sort of
absolutely
be better. Or
sometimes you wonder how people manage to do it all. You look at them, they have like a lot of employees, they do different things, they have kids, they go on holiday.
Right? I wonder as well, like
they just have they manage to solve the puzzle. They have the mind that is organized.
They have
they delegate.
They still struggle to be fair. Of course, everyone like kids are a lot. Yeah, I believe so. I mean, I have nephews and nieces, and I probably do as well, and most people do. We can see how challenging it is to raise children, and of course, for them to achieve that, they have support. Have you ever hit burnout?
I don't think so. Yeah, I had nausea from being too busy, like looking at the mountain of work I had to do, stuff like that. So sometimes I wouldn't use the word depression because I don't think I ever had depression, but sort of being a bit depressed or like discouraged, doing a lot and not seeing the results. Burnout, I'm quite resilient.
It has helped you build the resilience.
I'll tell you something. I mean, I've never had, I think in my life, a full week when I was full of energy. I can have like one day where I got so much energy. I'm gonna do so much things at work, tick boxes of respond emails, have multiple meetings, go for a run at night, the day after the same. There's always one day per week or half a day or sometimes more where I feel very tired. I don't want to do anything. I can see and I start procrastinating.
Yeah.
I think it's very important to manage this moment.
Yeah.
For instance, when this hits me, say, you know what? I'm just going to clean my office. I'm going to do, I don't know, I'm going home, I'm going to do the ironing.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the shopping because I know I don't need, like, this is in my list of things to do.
Yeah.
But I'm not doing anything now at the office. Might as well do something else. Or it might be something else at the office, like I can, I don't know, like reorganize some projects or like not something I need to use my brain much because I'm not doing anything. So I think it's very important to manage this down moment. Let's say down, like you have low energy.
Yeah, I like that. Do you think you're a successful person? Are you successful?
Well, yes.
Okay.
Just going back, you remember the targets I gave before? And at the end of the year, and they didn't talk about this, but quite often I take, about 25% of the target, which might seem very low.
Yeah.
But maybe I put the targets a bit too high or something like that. But at least if I didn't put targets, it would be even less than this.
Yeah.
Okay. But about being successful, again, I think I'm very harsh on myself. Things always takes too much time. And I always save less money than I would like. So being successful in some ways, yes, because me, I never thought as a kid or as a student, or even when I started my career, I would get to where I am now.
Yeah.
I make more money than I've ever dreamed about. Not that I'm making a lot of money, but back then where I come
brag
from,
if you want to brag.
it's like, yeah, I never thought I would make this. It depends where you come from. I'm guessing like I make more money than I think that my parents ever made, or my brother and sisters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So where I come from is always relative to the people around you. And I can tell you, compared to the people around me now in Dubai, I don't make much money. No, but so on this aspect, at work, the position, the title, the salary, yes, I'm more successful than I thought I would be because I fix targets. The goalpost of success always move.
Yeah.
So
once you achieve it, it's like
you always want more. And it's about sometimes being realistic.
Yeah.
So I always want more, so I feel I'm never really successful. When I was in London, I had a bigger team than I have now. I know that moving here for work might not be the best move for my career because I'm a bit more isolated. It's a smaller market. I have a smaller team.
Yeah.
It might take more time for me to actually grow here professionally, but personally, it's more fun here.
Yeah.
So personally, am I successful? Maybe more than in
It's
London.
more colorful now.
Yes,
it's
yes,
more warmer and hotter.
You know, sometimes, yeah, it's true. I'll tell you something like that. Sometimes I meet people who are very successful in their job. They make millions, they have built a company, they sold it, but they're not healthy. I don't want this. I don't think this is the point of like being like having millions and not being healthy. Yeah, everyone has different definition.
Yeah.
It's very different from a person to another.
Yeah. Amazing. There's always a misconception of what success is. Depends. It changes for different people. It could be success in wealth, or it could be in family. It might be, I don't know, spiritually. Some people can measure it all around.
Yeah.
Like a little bit of different things, and then they feel like they are successful.
I guess, you know what? You're successful. I just thought about it, but if you're happy.
Thank you. And I think a lot of people that understand spirituality and all of that, like if you have joy, anything else can, come in alignment, I believe. Yeah. So finding that joy, I think, is something, is success as well, I feel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
If you're happy, I guess you're successful. That's this simple.
How do you keep grounded, in a sense? You being a leader in your space and trying to maintain these boundaries, and of course building discipline and managing your time. Like, how do you keep grounded? How do you, keep yourself centered and more aligned in general?
I like simple things.
Simple things.
Yes. Yeah. I like, for example, that's why I like it here also, because there's a lot of nature things to do here. I like going camping on the weekend. Now it's a bit hot, but in winter I just like to go. I can go take the car and go camping on my own and like go hiking. And again, I like simple things. Sometimes it's also just having a drink with a friend and stuff like that. I don't need much. I don't need a lot of material things to be happy. I think that's what keeps me grounded. Yeah. My family also. Family, like brother and sister, they have a lot of kids. They don't necessarily have much, but they feel so happy all the time.
Yes.
So that, I feel like, again, I don't need much. And sometimes we just thank God for what I have now.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. How do someone that is at your level keep growing and learning? What do you do? How do you keep evolving as a person, or even in your career as well?
Surrounding yourself by people who can help. I mean, I should even say, get rid of the people who waste your time, are toxic. I should start with this. Get rid of the people who are actually take your time but not interesting. For example, I mean, it's a bit harsh what I'm going to say, but people who are a bit pessimistic, often sad, who complain a lot. I try not to spend time with them. People are not reliable also. When people say, oh yeah, let's have a coffee, so I say this, and then they cancel.
And then they cancel.
They cancel once, twice. So usually I don't ask for a third time.
It's like a red flag.
Yeah. They don't take you seriously. So that's one. Just get rid of the people. Like
waste your time.
You waste your time, yes. Yeah. Then surround you people who can help you, inspiring. Yeah. At work, again, it's people who have been successful. I'm talking about specifically the success at work, who can have a lot of experience and give you tips about how to deal with these and deal with the staff, with clients. I also the books I was reading, and I'm still reading sometimes, and podcasts I'm listening, is often about successful people in business.
Yes, I like that.
Listening to your podcast.
We're honored.
But listening to podcasts of people who have...
I like Diary of a CEO. I like Stephen Bartlett.
Yeah, I listen to this sometimes.
Yeah.
Read books or just listen to audiobooks about CEOs like Steve Jobs.
Yes.
There's the Nike CEO. I mean, different books like that who are actually quite inspiring how people manage to succeed to exactly what we're talking about, the work-life balance. And they have not always been successful. Some of them have divorced multiple times.
Failed many times.
It shows you also that what you shouldn't do or what you should do. Yeah, all of this I think is good to listen to people who were successful and to listen to their failures.
Yeah. Someone said, or it's commonly said, that failure is what teaches you the most. Failing at multiple businesses, eventually you figure out what the right thing is or what you should do.
There's a saying like this: you score none of the shots you don't take.
I like that. Right now, what matters to you more or the most in terms of long-term building legacy and long-term, like what is it that matters to you now that didn't 10 years ago?
Maybe 10 years ago I care more about making money. I think now I care more about work-life balance, quality of life. That's one of the reasons I moved here. So it's one of the reasons I moved here, because I prefer life in Dubai rather than in London. I'm not saying everything is better, absolutely not. It's London is a great city, but I like moving. It's also I don't always look for the best place. I just like to see something different. I used to think, I don't know if it's 10 years ago, but I used to think I would be the next CEO. I was really ambitious. I used to really care about title and money more than now. Now I care much more about lifestyle, quality of life. I would have been okay moving out of London to take a pay cut to actually have a better life. I'm not saying I took a pay cut, but I have a quality of life here. For myself, just talking about myself, I think it's better. It suits me better here. But I would have gone to other places with definitely less money and maybe I will do this again if I move out of Dubai someday. It would be also for the quality of life rather than for the title and money.
Let's say if you weren't in your role right now, what other career or job do you think you would have been doing?
It's actually completely different.
Completely different? Like which one?
But I traveled quite a bit. I visited many countries. I took twice a gap year to travel around the world. And I like to do video editing. I used to have a nice camera. I always had like a GoPro when I go climbing, skiing, hiking, whatever. And do nice movies and stuff like that. So when I went traveling, I used to do my own movies on YouTube and stuff. Didn't have many followers, but I met people who were doing similar things to me. And now they're still traveling like 5 years later. And they have like, millions or hundreds of thousands of followers. This is something I think I would have liked. I think if I had not been good at what I was doing, I would have done this. Just like traveling, content creator. I absolutely love watching these videos on YouTube, and I've made videos, I edit. I have some on my YouTube channel, pretty basic, but good enough for me. I love watching them and just sharing with friends and family.
That's amazing. Wow. So what kind of life are you trying to design right now? Maybe beyond business or in business?
Well, I don't have one plan. I have the plan A, plan B, plan C. Things could change completely. Like work is okay now. I'm quite ambitious. I would see like I'm a shareholder of the company and I have targets up until 2028. In 2028, we'll see where we are at. If, for example, I'm becoming the managing director for the whole Middle East, this would be a step up. So I'll probably stay with the company. If not, we'll see how the team evolves. I'm not really interested in doing the same thing for another 4 or 5 years after 2028.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I could be doing something different. I will not go to a competitor. I'll be doing something quite different.
Quite different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the plan A is to stay. The plan B is to do something quite different.
Yeah.
Plan C could be actually to stop working for a while. And if you know me, you know me a little bit. You know, I like climbing mountains.
Yeah.
I might be actually climbing mountains for a whole year straight or something like this. Depending on personal side, what's happening.
Yeah.
But this is something I'd be interested in. I mean, I've been thinking about it for a while. Again, I don't have one plan, but it's either I keep being successful, if I can say, at work, I keep climbing, or I do something different.
Something totally different. Yeah, a friend of mine, she shared something on Instagram stories, and it was along the lines of how long should people stay within your company. It is quite interesting because she was sharing an experience. Like, I noticed, not her current company, the previous one before the current one, they realized that the company laid off people that were there 5 years ago. Like,
Okay.
you know. And it felt like there wasn't loyalty, sort of. And they were bringing on people, not because there was a struggle in terms of operations, but more like the company wanting to have fresh minds.
Yeah,
or
fresh blood.
Yeah, or people that are AI skilled or something like that. So she was talking about, should people like stay 3 years, 4 years? What is the max? Because even if you don't move, you get removed, that kind of thing. Not all the time, but is there a benefit of being with a company long term? Basically, is there actually a benefit right now, or should you consider yourself first? You know, after some years, 3, 4, perhaps you should move on.
Yeah, I mean, it's different from a sector to another.
Yeah,
also.
sure. Yeah.
It's also, this has changed lately. Like our parents, at least I talk about in Europe.
Yeah.
People used to stay in the same company for their whole career.
Years.
Yeah. Maybe they change every 10, 15 years or stay the whole life in the I don't think this is good. Now I look at a lot of CVs. When I see someone who's moving every year, I do not interview. There's something wrong usually with this person. Either is being pushed out or is always looking for something it doesn't have, which is not good. So I mean, sometimes there's a good explanation, but when you have like 5 companies in the past 5 years, yes, that could be one of the good explanations. Now people should stay in my sector like 2-3 years minimum in each company.
Okay.
It's not ideal to say minimum.
Minimum. Oh, okay. Ooh,
best is to do. Best I think is 4 or 5 years, because when you do 4 or 5 years, you're actually part of the company. You help it grow and stuff like that.
Okay.
Now I think between let's say 4 to 6, 7 years is good. Then I think you need to move on.
Yeah. So
then you
4
can.
to 7 years. Is that?
Yeah, it's only 4 to 6 years.
4
Yeah.
to 6 years. Okay.
Then you go to other companies to learn how they do business in other companies. Yeah. You might also try to go to do something different, different product, different sector, something like this.
Oh, I like that.
I've done what I've done. Well, it's a bit different because I move also offices.
Yeah.
But I've done 2.5 years in the first company. Then I did 8 years in another company, but 2 offices.
Yeah.
So about 4 years each.
Yeah.
And now it's been since 2020, so 5 years, so 4 years in London and almost 1 year here.
Yeah.
So you see, when I get to 2028, maybe it'll be time for a change. Let's see. Saying that in my company, managers stay a long time.
Yeah.
Because most managers, they are shareholders.
Yeah.
And they like the company. It's a way to keep the good managers in the company.
That's quite a unique. Well, probably not unique, but it's a good strategy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There's very low turnover in my company for the managers. And also they're quite young. Everyone is quite young.
Yeah.
Now they're getting older, I guess.
Yeah, it's like a cycle.
Yeah. But I heard about companies, American worldwide engineering company, who laid off a lot of the managers who've been there for a long time. Just to be able, like basically, if the managers stay all the time, the employees cannot climb. And they leave.
Yeah.
Which is not good. You need to be able to actually give incentives to employees to climb up the ladder within the company.
Okay. Good to know. People should plan ahead of this, change. Because if you don't plan ahead, if you intend to stay longer, the company might not want you to stay that long. Yeah.
In
It could
theory,
be
if you're good, you stay,
you
but
stay. Yeah.
yeah,
It
yeah,
depends.
depends. Yeah,
Depends. Okay.
you're also a big cost as like you stay long, you have big salaries and so like you're a big cost.
You get promoted.
Yeah, so
But
you
in
have to
terms
be
of
good.
development, though, you think there's still growth, depending on the company, right? If they are still
Yeah,
intentional about
I think you
development.
definitely have growth if you move at some point.
Yeah. If you could give yourself one piece of advice, what would that be?
I would say don't buy properties.
Don't buy That's a different perspective.
You
Are
know,
you joking?
no, I mean yes and no.
Yeah.
It's I mean there's a whole other topic, and I'm
Yeah.
not an expert in this.
Yeah.
But we talked about before about how important time is,
Yes. Correct.
and buying properties and managing them, even if you don't manage them directly,
Yeah.
but taking decisions about them, and it takes a lot of time.
It is.
Now, like, let's say buy a property for yourself where you're living. Okay, maybe
yeah.
buy one investment property. All right, but if you have multiple investment in different countries also,
Yeah.
and you have to manage them. Like when you think about the return,
Yeah.
you better put your money elsewhere, like
Yeah.
invest in some shares or something like this. Because the time you spend doing works, fixing stuff, dealing with tenants,
Yeah.
with the management, like all of this. Me, I was very proud of buying properties early,
Yeah.
and now I was like, I don't want to do it
don't
anymore.
want to do it.
Yeah. Again, it takes a lot of time, and time is precious. So
Yeah.
just about it. Now, if you want to buy your own property, yes, you can. Yeah, do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
I like that you have a different perspective about like some people be like, oh, buy properties. I mean, it's good to have investments. And of course, properties are one of those, right? People like to invest in. But it's also good to know the struggle or challenges of owning a property, managing multiple, because it's a lot of commitment trying to make sure it's, not run down, maintained, you know what I mean? And of course, management in terms of the people living in it. Are they doing their bit? Are they paying? Are they,
When you do
how
the
they're
calcs,
managing?
when you do the calculation,
Yeah.
it looks good.
Yeah.
It's always like you do the calculation before you buy it.
Yeah.
You do the plan. The value is gonna go up.
Yeah.
The rent is gonna come in.
Yeah.
But then you don't really plan too much for
Yeah.
things that are broken.
Yeah.
Tenants is empty for a couple of months.
Yeah.
The tenants are not paying. So like
Yeah.
plus this, and you have to pay taxes. The taxes always increase. You pay the council taxes.
Yeah.
Like the body corporate, this increases. Like, and at the end of the day, you look at how much money you make, and you say, yeah, I should have put my money elsewhere.
Yeah.
But it's okay. You, as we say, we learn through. I wouldn't say it's a failure, but through experiences like this.
Yeah.
And I just don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Or it's okay.
Do you feel like a different location probably might make a difference?
Yeah,
say,
you
for
know-
example, in Dubai.
Again, I'm not an expert, but I had some people in Australia who bought apartments or houses, and they make the value went like through the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, in this case, of course, it's good. But when you look in average, I don't think so, because you hear about the successful stories, especially in Dubai. You hear about people that bought these and like 2 years later they sold it for twice the price. You don't hear about all the other ones.
Other struggle. Yeah, true.
They bought something, they have no tenants, and after
Yeah.
2 years they had to sell it as a loss. I would say if you want to live in a villa in Dubai, buy your own. I think it's okay.
Yeah.
If you want to do one investment, why not?
Yeah.
But I don't think you should put so much money in properties.
Yeah. Okay, I like that. What is living fully like? What does that mean to you right now? If you are to put in your own words.
Living fully is like doing a lot of things, doing a lot of everything.
Okay, a bit of everything.
A lot of everything. A lot of
Oh.
everything, yeah. No, it's just like, to me, it's like eating a lot, doing a lot of sport.
Yeah.
I like people who are like, doing a lot of things. They're always open.
Yeah.
It's what I like also about Dubai is when I came here, I found people are very active.
Yes.
They do a lot. Like some they wake up. I want to go for a bike ride at 5 a.m. I always find someone to do
And
it.
it's safe to do it.
Yeah, so this, yeah.
So before we wrap up to this episode, we always ask our guests to give us one quote or two maybe like their favorite one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you go for it. Tell our audience, what quote you live by.
I said one earlier in a podcast.
Yeah.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
I love that, actually. I think it's going to go on my list of favorites.
Okay. And I had another one, is similar. I like to say this one quite often, actually.
Yeah.
The most dangerous way to live is to do nothing.
Wow. True.
I say this sometimes because when I go climbing and it's dangerous, and people say, why are you doing this? I just say, but someone say, why not? And sometimes I say, the most dangerous way to live is to do nothing.
Do nothing. Absolutely. It's like you're not growing. Everything just stops. Right?
Mm-hmm. Well, yes. If you stay on your sofa, stay home.
You're pretty much like dead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In an instance.
And this when you actually, when I find this when I'm climbing, when I'm kind of close to death. Not that I'm close, but I know like if I fall, I die.
Yeah.
This is where you feel most alive.
Yeah. Wow. I don't know if climbing is. I mean, I would try at some point in my life. But the kind of climbing you do is not.
You can start indoor.
Indoor, yeah. It's amazing. I mean, it's great to see, people like you doing, stuff like that. It's quite inspiring, to say the least.
It also helps with work.
With work.
Because sometimes I have to do public speaking, speaking for a lot of people. And knowing that I've been like climbing, there was like 300 meters drop.
Yeah.
And like then talking in front of people is actually not so hard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always difficult, but I don't really like it. But somehow I think about it and say, it's okay, I can do it.
You can do it. If I could climb those mountains, I can do it. And that is the end of today's episode, guys. If you enjoyed listening to it, please do not forget to like and subscribe to our podcast, Life As Designed. And thank you, Thomas, for being here today. I truly enjoyed having this conversation with you.
Thank you for having me. I had a lot of fun.
You did?
Yeah, it was funny.
Yay. Until next time, guys, keep designing the life you want.